workout.
Yo, what's happening? It's your brother in the footwork, your footwork newsboy, DJ Cornerstone. And today you're watching the Prince JRon series on Give Us the Works. Y'all, listen to what the brother says, because it is good.
Yo.
Haha, man, what's happening?
What's up? How's
Bless,
it
man.
going?
Good, I'm happy to see you, man.
Hey, likewise, brother, likewise.
Yeah, it was cool seeing you across the way at the Terror Dome, man.
Oh,
I didn't see you
yeah.
walk in.
Hey, the youth was doing such an amazing job. They were doing such an amazing job. I was so proud of them. I'm like, yo, they in there getting it in.
Yes, indeed, man. Man, I loved it, man. I'm just like, wow. Have you ever been to like the Ghana Fest?
Ghana Fest?
Yeah,
No.
you were in Washington Park, bro. If you
In the
get
summertime?
Yeah, I can't remember if it's. I think it's like maybe 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after the African Festival of Arts.
I'm gonna have to look it up to see when it is. When is it gonna be this year?
Yeah, I hope they do it this year, but I've only gone to the Ghana Fest once, and man, it's beautiful. You see all the tribes that are in the Chicagoland area, the chiefs, because in Chicago I guess there's a big community from Ghana, and the chiefs of this area, for Ghana, man, they all get to like walk in front of everybody, and everybody from their tribe is like right behind them. And while they're playing music, they got their flags and stuff, their colors, and they walk in a circle, and everybody watches, and each tribe gets a turn.
That's cool.
And something about that Terror Dome just made me think of that. Just like
That's
seeing
cool.
the different crews, man. I was like, man, this something here, man. It is something here.
Yeah, and that's how it was. Like, yeah, like you said, like your different crews was like different tribes. You know, each tribe had a certain element to them. Each tribe had a certain type of energy, a certain way they carry themselves, for respect and foundation. And it was like that, like literally, like especially back in the day, like how it was so many crews. It was literally just like that, where you had like different groups, whereas people looked up, to them when they walk in, and that the leader of the group, which would be the chief, what I'm saying, then you got everybody else behind them that's part of the group, is like an army, and it's so organized and so on point and all moving as one. It just made anybody outside of that want to be a part of it. Like, I don't know what that is, but I want to be a part of that. I want to learn that. And coming from our neighborhoods and our environments where some people are coming from single parent homes or may have both parents, and it's just probably didn't get that fully support, at home, and was just like, man, I could see the foundation, the structure, and it's like a family, and that kind of drew a lot of youth to that, that family bond. Because not saying all youth didn't have, some, but majority of the youth did go to dance groups because they didn't have that at home. They didn't have no type of structure or guidance and things like that. So that was their getaway, and that was their family, which was bigger than blood in some cases,
Wow.
And a lot of people, including whether it was parents of the leaders and things like that, sometimes, I ain't gonna say sometimes, every group, I'm not gonna say sometimes, every group had that one house that members can go to, whether they was homeless, they needed a place to stay, it was that one house that people know that they can go there to get some to get fed. It was always gonna be some food there. It was always gonna be a protective roof over their head, and it was just, some people had it the big mama house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That one parent that really, that one parent or parents that really appreciated what was going on and really was supportive of the youth, and was like, you know what, I'm opening up my house to y'all. Anytime y'all need something, y'all can come here. If y'all need some food or y'all need a meeting, y'all can be here, just to be in a safe place and not in the streets. So every group had that. Every group had that one house, if not multiple houses, where it was a safe haven for everybody in that group. So that was a big one. That was just one of those things. Like, man, it was an important part to have. Like I said, for some members that didn't have that, or didn't even know of that, or didn't even know that type of love exists, to see that, it opened up the awareness of a lot of people.
Yeah. Man, that's good. Man, so we just jumped on into something, man.
Hey, that's how I am, man. It's always so. It's always something, man. It is like, and that's one thing I always say too. Is like, everything is connected. Everything is as one. So when you speak of one thing, in some way, shape, or form, it will lead into anything, because everything's connected in some way, shape, or form, or everything can be related in some way, shape, or form. Like, that's why I use Chicago Footwork. Like, you can use Chicago Footwork. It's like the same equivalent to math, as far as division, addition, subtraction, multiplication. The way you design your rounds, is mathematics. Counts, the music counts, the way a producer make the beats is mathematics. You got half beats, whole beats, the same way in math. You got whole numbers, you got fractions, same way as in math. The same way in science, it is a science. It's a whole type of breakdown of components when you start thinking about the chemistry of the movements. And then these movements also break down to the actual science of DNA, which comes from our ancestors. So you have those that's coming from the motherland that don't even live in Chicago, but yet they do the same movements we do. Yeah. So it's one of the things, like, it's a real science, because the information is encoded in our DNA, because it's encoded in our spirit, because we all connected to the one source. So it's beyond just human. It's beyond time, because 10 years from now, the music can go through another phase, and the steps will still be transferred over to that music. So just like the steps was in house, and then those same steps transferred over to ghetto house, and then the music changed again to juke, and those steps got transferred over to juke. And we still doing the steps to this day that was being done in house, and it's been many varieties and things like that. But yeah, it's amazing once you, the more you go into it, the more it just teaches you, man. It teaches you about everything. I mean, hell, you can even break it down to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? As far as that one that is chastised, that is bashed because people don't see the vision, people don't understand the love, and that one person taking that sacrifice to say, you know what, I know my surroundings may not understand what I'm doing, but I'm going to do this to be the light, so that way it opens the pathway for those in the future. So I'm going to make the sacrifice for myself to open up the doors for anybody else that have that same love that come after me. I already paved the way. So it's like one of those things. So if you think of Charles' story, you think of my story, you think of AG's story, and many others even before us, it's the same thing. History repeats itself, whether biblical, whether fiction, whether non-fiction. Everything is still in time with this absolute truth. And And it's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? I use Charles for example. People chastised him. People came to his job, you know, yeah, you weak, da 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 da.
Oh,
You know,
word?
won the battle. Yeah, and this was when we was young, high school. But it was just one of those things that, at the end of the day, it was one of those things that Charles never let nothing stop him, and he kept his faith and within himself and with the Creator, and he became the light us right now. You know, like at the end of the day, if he would have let the negativity stop him, none of this stuff that's going on would be going on. You know, you got CFology that's going on. You got people around the world taking classes. People, you know, if I would have stopped the negativity around me, none of this stuff would be going on. A HAVOC picnic, bringing the world together, all this other stuff. So everybody playing their part. You know, like AG with Terrace Footwork, you know, company. They working with the youth. Everybody is connected. You know, and the people. And shout out to the ones before us that paved the way. So it's almost like it's like what's the game? I forget. I want to say what's the baton when they run it, and then
relay races. You know,
relay race. Yeah, it's a relay race. So it's like the ones before us, they ran, and then they gave us the baton, and now we're running, and then now we pass the baton. But it's all connected to that first person that took the run.
Right.
You know? So even though we may not see that person, they're living through us. We are them.
That's it, man. Passing it on down, man. Keeping it going, keeping it growing. And for everybody listening on, who may be listening on Spotify, you know, you might not be able to see our brother here, but we picking up where we left off for the Prince. The first Give Us the Work series is the Prince JRon series. So,
that was a series, man. I swear it's like an encyclopedia, yo.
Yes, indeed.
When it comes to this, that's still ain't enough. But yeah, we gonna try to bring out that jewelry store of diamonds tonight. You know, topics that relate all together.
Well, I want to get back into what we started with just now for the day. Just talking about, you know, the comparison between the footwork community and tribes in Africa and stuff, and the family and the shelter, the help, the love, man. Because you know there are people that want to be in groups. They want that, even to this day. Like there's still people that want to join. They want to be a part of something that connects with them. So this is where I would like for you to just like speak out to those individuals as far as HAVOC goes. Like what does it take to join HAVOC? I know you've spoken of like if you're, you know, you having victory over your challenges, but like just to be like to actually join, is there a audition? Is there like what all does it entail?
That's a very good. Actually, that was a very good topic and questions. And to start off with, I guess it got to start to the beginning. So when I first started learning about Chicago Footwork, I saw the different groups. I saw the unity. I saw the community. I saw how tight they were, you know, as far as the love, the organization, the leadership, and it was just like, dang, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of one of them, you know. Let me get good so I can at least join, you know. And the person that was teaching me, JB the Great, he was actually in a group, you know, called Triple J at the time. And so I was like, yo, what do it take? And he's like, well, you gotta be good at dancing, you know. By him saying that, he wasn't talking about footworking. He was talking dancing overall, like dance. Looking for people that can slow dance, do hip hop, you know. So it wasn't at that time. It wasn't pure footwork performance in groups, you know, at that time. So when I was learning, it was like you had to be able to do everything, you know, slow dance with the girls and all of that, pop and all of that, roll, hip roll and things like that. Sexy. So with that being said, that discouraged me because I'm not a dancer. I don't have a dance background. I'm not a dancer. I just saw footwork for the, and was like, I captured by that, the energy behind it, how the girls, but I don't want to put myself out there looking silly trying to hip bro, because I'm stiff as a board, so for me it was like, dang, well, that's the only way. And also at this time, as I said too, the only way you can really learn how to do Chicago footwork is you have to know somebody or be in a group. So luckily at this time, JB the Great, he was just super kind enough to even be teaching me, because you wouldn't be teaching no stranger, because at the end of the day, they might go to a different group and then use those moves against you, So it's like, it was one of those things like, that's like your signature. So it's like, I'm not going to just sign my name and somebody else could be writing checks in my name, like, so back then it was really personal to learn footwork. And so being in a group, it was kind of like solidified that teaching or those lessons. So me saying that, I had that same feeling, that same thoughts in my head as far as, man, I want to be a part of a group. I'm learning in this culture. I want to be a part. I want to have a home. I want to be like to be in a group. So with that said, I had a few groups in mind. My first group was the group he was in. Like, I want to be in triple phase. So then I could be with I could be in the same group. And when I started learning Chicago footwork through JB, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get good enough and then I'm gonna try out. So I was like, I want to at least have something, I want to at least know a few moves so then I could have something to show when I do the tryout. So once I got, over the next few months, I got good, and I was about to try out, and then the group broke up before I could try out.
Oh.
So the group that I had my eyes on, they broke up. Triple Phase had broke up. So I was like, dang. So then JB, he went to another group. It was called Panic. And so I was like, okay, maybe I could get good enough, to be in this group, And then they broke up before I could even, so it was like at this time when I was learning, it was like the end of that generation where, so a lot of the groups that I had my eyes on, they was like breaking up. So almost was like around the same time, like literally like within a couple months period, like Triple Phase, then Panic, Uptown had broke up, and then Final Chapter was kind of like December. So besides them four groups, it was like, okay, I still got this. I'm getting really good now. You're like, I know if I try out now, I'm definitely good enough to make a group. But all the groups that I wanted to be in is gone, and I don't really know of no groups close to me. I'm in the south suburbs, so the neighborhood groups that I looked up to, they were no more. But of course, city groups was going on, But at that time, I'm in the burbs. I was disconnected from the city at this time, so I didn't even know about the city groups. So I said, you know what? Maybe I can create my own crew, and I feel that a crew is like a family. So I'm going to take my friends that I'm always around, like we play video games, we play basketball, we all go to the community center, the Jones Center together and do extracurricular activities together. So I'm just going to take my close friends and start teaching them, and so one day I brought it to them. Hey, what y'all, I showed them some footwork and was like, man, what you think about this? And we did have somebody, that was close to us in our inner circle that already footwork. His name was Gary Perry, and he already did it, but he was not spectacular when he footwork, but to us, he had more experience than us. So to us, we was like, oh yeah, Gary good, because he was like, anybody in Chicago Heights, they're like Gary Perry, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
at the time, at the community center, one of the supervisors, Mr. Jones, he brought his nephew in to be like a assistant. Come to find out, he is a dancer from house arrest. So
Really?
yes, so Mr. Mitchell,
Man.
Zeke, he saw us, you know, like saw Gary Perry footworking in the gym, and so he bust out footworking. So we were like, whoa, you know,
Yeah.
it's like you gotta imagine like you have a teacher as a teenager, you see your teacher footworking. It's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
like I never saw nobody this old footwork. You know what I'm saying? Even though he wasn't old, but it's just one of those, like, he was old enough to us. With that being said, we started teaching each other. You know, like we started basically use the Jones Center as a home ground, and we started learning footwork all together. With that being said, I basically was showing them everything that I was learning. So my close friends, Rob Lowe, Lesto, basically they was like, hey, you know, let's start a group and we just gonna just build as we go. And with me saying that is, me wanting to be in a group, I never accomplished being in a group. So I had to start sometimes, and this for anybody that's listening, sometimes your path may be needed to start your own, you know, and don't get me wrong, like, I know it's not easier said than done, but sometimes you may have a close friend or a close family member that you may be super tight with, where if you learn something, they learn something. If you start drawing, they draw. If you start playing basketball, they play basketball. So this may be another passion that you can share with your close friend or close family member, whereas they could be learning right with you, you know, and then you may find the energy to say, you know what, let's try to build a group, you know. And that was like a challenge. That was a challenge for me, you know. Once again, I never been in a group. The people that I'm teaching, they never been in the group, so we have no experience, so we don't know how a practice is supposed to go. We don't know, we don't even know what a group consists of. So Mastermind was basically being in the Jones Center. They taught us so many life skills, so basically we used those, and it was basically like, hey, if you got to remember, all is one. So if it's something that you're missing or something that you want to do, surround yourself by that. You know, if you want to be a millionaire, surround yourself with millionaires. That's what we saw. So it was like, okay, well, since I want our crew to be successful, let me surround myself with people that's been in the dance group. So we start recruiting people that was in the dance group. More specifically, I was recruiting my teachers, which were leaders in groups. So Al heard, he was one of the leaders of Uptown, and I told you Uptown broke up. So he was kind of doing his solo thing, and it was like, hey, instead of being solo, join HAVOC. At least you will have some people behind you. He's like, okay, cool. Then I went to Harlem. Final Chapter had broke up, and I was like, hey, you should join HAVOC. He's like, yeah, okay. I got Panic, people from Panic. I got DJ Rowe from Triple Phase. And it was just one that I was basically taking the scraps of groups that used to be, and I was merging, making a like super crew, you know, because it was like, you got people that still want to dance and it's still in their passion. And once again, everybody wants a home, you know. So you got people that had a home and then the home got broke up, and it's like, dang, I don't want to stop dancing though, but I don't want to join an opposite team, you know. So that's like creation breaking up. Nobody don't want to go to Terror Squad because that was their opposing team, you know. So for them, HAVOC was neutral, you know. We wasn't a group. Like I said, we just started, so HAVOC wasn't a group that they battled before. It was a neutral ground, so it was people from multiple groups coming together as one. And then also with that saying too, at the time, like I said, HAVOC, we're learning, it really wasn't no structure as far as getting into the group, you know, because it was like, you just need people that know how to footwork. You know how to footwork? Okay, good. Like, you can't turn nobody down. But it did get to a point where it always was in the back of my mind. Whereas what I felt coming into the culture, and that was that uneasy feeling of, damn, I don't know how to do this, but I really want to be a part of a family, but I really don't know how to slow dance. That one thing gonna let me not be able to obtain what it is that I really want in my heart. So with that being in the back of my head of how I felt was, I want to learn how to footwork, but I don't know how to slow dance. But I'm so talented in other areas. I wish somebody just give me a chance. So
Yeah.
I took that philosophy and that feeling with HAVOC. So with that being said, when it came to HAVOC, it was based on dancing, but then also if you just wanted to be a part of HAVOC, you didn't actually have to know how to dance. You just had to be good at something. You know what I'm saying? So it was basically like I try to give a little lead room how I felt. Like I want to learn how to footwork, but in order for me to learn how to footwork, I gotta join a dance group. But in order for me to join a dance group, I gotta already know how to dance, which I don't know how to do. So it was like I would never learn how to footwork. That was the order. Like you want to learn how to footwork, join a dance group. But the only way you gotta join a dance group is you gotta already know how to dance. So it's like, how the hell I'm gonna learn how to dance if I'm not in the group? I felt that way when I was recruiting members. So when I was recruiting people, you may not know how to dance, but you may want to learn, but you may know how to paint shirts. You may know how to design shoes. You may know how to do haircuts. You may have a car, you know, and you may could just be the ride to the party or ride to practice, you know, whatever your gift is, then dedicate it to HAVOC in some shape or form, and then we'll teach you on the other flip side. So so back then, I guess you could say those was like personal dance classes. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna teach you how to dance, but we don't want money. We just want your energy and talent and your commitment to your self growth. Because by you helping the group, we are also giving you experience in whatever field you do. So at the time, you have people that want to learn how to cut hair. So we're giving you heads to practice on. You know what I'm saying? So by the time you done did 20 heads, now you a little bit more experienced than what you was before. Now you able to start your own little barbershop thing on the side because you got the experience where before nobody will let you practice on them.
You know what you got me thinking of? I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm in love with this, man, because I ain't never heard no group like this before. It's almost like,
I know.
Oh my God. It's dope because it's unique.
Yeah.
Everybody a chance. So it sounds like an internship. Like,
yeah, basically was.
You know?
Basically. And shout out to a lot of, it was basically like that. You know what I'm saying? It was and it was like a family, whereas you had a big brother. So when you come into so remind you, at this time I already kind of like taught my close friends, which was Roblo Lesto. But then Lesto brought in his friend Pierre from school. Like people started going to school and they started bringing their friends from school and they already had like a little bit of dance background. So like my campaign, we became close friends, like big blood brothers. Pierre, you know what I'm saying? Rest up Pierre. But he came in from one of the people that I was teaching, Lesto, brought him in to the Jones Center, and him and Ben, they already knew how to footwork because they was in the group called Triple Phase, which broke up, which I was telling you about. So it was like, hey, we're gonna make, and y'all from Chicago Heights, so we definitely gonna make y'all core members. So when people started coming later on, we started having like a big brother system. So it was like, if you particularly like someone, then you feel that they could probably pick up under you, then they gotta shadow you. You know what I'm saying? So like for example, when we started expanding, we started expanding from Chicago Heights to the south suburbs called Dalton. So we took a group called Insane. At the time, it was like a new group, like only like a few members, but it was basically like us, like a group in the neighborhood, try to start a footwork group, and they was trying to, find a way and
Mm-hmm.
to Chaz, Tori, Pat, you know, and all of them. But basically, it was like, man, y'all just join happy, you know. And so Lesto, which was the person I was teaching, took Chaz and them under his wing and was showing Chaz, you know. And then you will call them your son. So you're like, that's my son right there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but it's a brotherly love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like big brother, like, even though we didn't know about fraternities, it kind of hit me later, like, damn, that's kind of like, you know, big bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like rank. You know, we wasn't thinking of it like that though, but now thinking of it now is like that. So yeah, so we had people like that. So, and then when Chance and them recruit people, then they the big brother to the person they recruit. So it was almost each one teach one. So it's like, but you got to go teach somebody, and you got to bring somebody in that you see fit, that's good enough to fit. Because if that person does anything, that falls on you. That falls on the big brother.
Wow. You know so
like,
you give them responsibility.
Yeah. So it ain't just saying, oh, just to be called big brother just for the name and ego. No, you responsible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if that person not learning, you supposed to be teaching him. Or if that person out of order, you know what I'm saying, as far as just not even dancing, but just in public, not acting a certain way, or not using the principles of respect, then it's like, who your big brother? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. You know, so it was one of those things. So it was very highly, like, it was a high reward to be somebody's son, because again, that's one of a big role of being accepted. That's a big role of being connected, being a part of something. So it wasn't taken light, you know, because again, you had a lot of people that, by this time, you had a lot of people that really wish they was in HAVOC, even though they didn't know. Like, they didn't know that, like, they didn't know what you know now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't know that, like, oh, I can get in HAVOC even if I don't know how to footwork. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't know that until after. So for example, with me saying that is, when a person came, you know, like when a person came to try out, they only knew that they was being tried out about footwork. So they had idea that they other talents could get them in the group, because we wanted to see where your heart at is, period. So where's your heart at? Like, are you even going to, even if you know you're not good, do you have the heart to at least try? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so if they try and they really trying, and it's like, we'll tell them like, nah, you didn't make it. Like, you didn't make it, you know what I'm saying, due to your footwork. And we'll be like, man, what other talent you got? And they be like, man, I rap, I do music, man, but I really want to learn this footwork. And we'll be like, man, we'll put you on a probation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be on a probation period, and you gotta follow suit under a big brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, the big brother gonna choose you. You don't choose them. You know what I'm saying? So the big brother gonna choose who they want. So if whoever choose you, you're gonna have to follow suit to them. They never gonna lead you or make you do nothing crazy or stupid. It's all for your good and your own journey to building who you are within yourself. So when it's big brother, it ain't you, it's not you mimicking them, it's not you trying to be a copy of them. They gonna teach you how to be you, you know, because at the end of the day, you came here because you had the light in you, but you just really know how to access it. So we're gonna form greatness that's already in you. We're gonna help you bring it out. So that was basically what it is. So our minds made different challenges and mental blocks. And so, like at the Jones Center, we was taught how to break those walls down. So that's what at the time, we were saying having all victory over competition. And that was basically the competition that you see in front of you is just a mirror reflection of you. And then over time, we changed competition to challenges because it was the same thing. But we wanted to make people understand that it's not a dance group, it's a mindset. You know, having all victory over challenges is a mindset of never giving up, believing in yourself, being connected to who you truly are, which is, you know, you're a divine person, so you could do infinite things. You know, only thing that can stop you is you. So it was just one of those things where it's amazing because it was like a candle lighting the match to other matches. And once that happened, it was just like nothing but greatness, like nothing but greatness, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't HAVOC. And once again, HAVOC is a mindset. So even if a person physically left the group to join another group, it was, they still happy. You know, like you're not bound to this dance group, you know, because this group is about evolving and growing. So you may grow to the point where it's time for you to start your own group. You know, it's time for you to start your own branch. It's time for you to journey to wherever your spirit leads you. You know, it may lead you to creation, you know, but at the end of the day, no matter what group you in, you always have it because you already got the seed of never giving up, no matter what group you in. You're going to go to that group and you're going to prosper. And you're going to go wherever you go, wherever I'm gonna just put it, wherever a HAVOC member goes, that group or that space flourish.
Wow.
So,
man,
like, a shout out to all my HAVOC brothers. So, of H.A.V.O.C. I don't know if you heard of H.A.V.O.C.
Yeah.
He was somebody that was in HAVOC, the group, the dance group, but he left HAVOC, and well, HAVOC had broke up at a time where we had took a break, and he went to creation, and he made a mark in creation. But remind you, he came from HAVOC, so he's gonna always have a growing mentality. Whereas you're never gonna be comfortable because you always gonna remember there are always gonna be more challenges that you can accomplish. There's always greater things you can accomplish. So it got to the point where he was like, man, I need to start my own group. And he started a group called Animosity and did amazing, you know, and they are still to this day. So shout out to my boy Ace and Ashton. And then you got people like my brother Chump, you know, my HAVOC brother Chump, and Tay and Eddie, own squad now, you know. Now.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, okay.
But the HAVOC mindset, they take over. The HAVOC mindset is take over. So if you think of Goon Squad, Chum is the one.
Oh, man.
Goon Squad.
Yeah.
Like
the heavy set dude.
Yeah.
The dark skinned heavy set dude.
Yeah. But he did not start Goon Squad. He came in Goon Squad, and once again, he got the mindset. So you can come in the group, but you're gonna rise above all the levels of management and either be the top dog, or you either gonna bump heads with the top dog because your imagination and your walls is gonna be thinking so far out the box that it's gonna be one of those things that either they gonna see the big picture or they don't. But luckily in Goon Squad, they saw the big picture where Chum was going, and bam, he's been doing amazing things ever since.
Yeah, man.
And so shout out to my HAVOC brother. And then it's just anything, you know, like Big Nickel with Black Child Clothing, Grego with Billions Clothing. Like, not even just dancing. Like, you put any one of my members in a category. Oh, you want us to make clothes? We're going to excel and be great at that. Whatever we do, we're going to be great because it's that mindset. So you got us going to school. Okay, shout out to Maisha, you know what I'm saying? She just graduated and stuff. So, you know, like, things like that, like, we're going to surpass whatever it is, you know? So that's the thing. When people think about joining HAVOC, the illusion is you joining a group. That's the illusion. The reality is the greatness that you seek is already in you. The greatness is the greatness that you are seeking is already in you. Everything that we teach is within you. So we just bringing it out to help you remember what's already in you. You know, that's the illusion, you know, because you get to the point where you're so comfortable It's like you're not thinking no more. You're on autopilot.
Yeah.
But
Man.
you know, like before then, like before the lesson, you're opposite. You're not on autopilot because you're thinking too much. Am I doing this? Am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? But as you learn the lessons, only thing we teach you to do is stop thinking. Just be. Just be.
You remind me, you on the road, man. You flow. Every time you talk, you flow. And one of the things people don't realize, like, Give Us the Works, this thing here, my thing ain't just to interview people in music, dance, and production. It's like I'm really trying to get folks is like doing something that's trying to better themselves and help others. And for people, if you look at the snippets that I put on Instagram, I'm trying to make sure I put at least one thing that somebody says that everyone could benefit from.
Yeah.
You say so much, bro. You are also going to be the first commentary that I ain't get a chance to start making it yet, but because I want people to get it. I want people to catch it and not just glance over. I don't want people to just, there's a Give Us the Works video, I'm gonna like it, listen to it for a little bit, and then move on. They gotta hear what you say, man. There's fraternities and churches. If they was to grab what you just said within this past 10 minutes, as a whole, man, it'll help everybody.
Absolutely. Where I'm at right now is I had to go through what I went through previously to be where I'm at now. So negative, good, and bad. So where I'm at now, I have fully let go. You know, I have fully surrendered. And the only thing left is that, you know, is pure source. So when I speak, it is a pure, it's that, like, it is just being. I have no attachments to nothing that's being said. I have nothing to gain from nothing that's being said. So I'm not even speaking from my perception anymore. I'm just speaking from straight divine source. And that will be able to help anybody, any race, any language, no matter what generation. And that is what is Chicago Footwork is, and so many other things. But on this subject, when it comes to Chicago Footwork, the same way Chicago Footwork can touch and inspire somebody that don't live in Chicago, they feel that same fire. The same way somebody that live in Chicago sees Chicago Footwork and they get that same fire. It's a spark, you know, and the spark comes from the Creator, you know. So it's just one of those things that when a person, the divine source always speaks through us 24/7. You know, it's no day we're not connected. You know, only thing we can do is mentally create noise and block it out, and try to block it out with doubts, with fears and things of low vibration. But when we start to see creative art, which is like dancing, Chicago Footwork, music, those vibrations kind of silence the noise that we have, and we get amazed. We get inspired. And that is when the flame get lit within us, and we get the chance to say, I wonder if I can do that. Dang, I want to learn that. Something about that, I can't put my finger on it, but it's connecting me to it. And it's connecting you to it for a reason, because it's trying to get you closer to learn more about yourself. It's trying to get you closer to look more within. So you may have your eyes focused too much outside of your vessel, when in reality, everything that you learn is pointing you back in your vessel. In order for you to do Chicago Footwork, you gotta look within yourself on what it is I want to do, what it is that I like, what is it that I don't like. You know, yeah, you could easily see it, but when you get to a certain level of Chicago Footwork, you're gonna get to a point where you're no longer gonna need an outside source to tell you how you should be moving, because your spirit is going to be moving you, and you not even mentally going to be knowing. You're going to be blacked out. You're going to be blacked out in the source of creation, and it will be using your body like an instrument to show the light, so that way it can catch the eyes of others, so they can be able to see So it's like a lighthouse. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a lot of people that's in darkness, and it's like you just see a little light in darkness, and it's like, man, I'm about to go towards that. What is that? And then you get close, and you get close, and then all of a sudden you become the light, and now they're looking at you. You know, it's like that. You know, the same way I saw JB the Great. He was like a lighthouse in darkness. You know, through all those things I could have been at, I saw that, and I got drawn to the circle. From there, I got captivated. Was like, I need to know more. Take me to I need to see the source of this. It took me to the Kingdom Circle, and look at me now. Like, I'm seeing the world and all of that, and now I'm lighting flames in other people, and they're flames, and my students are lighting flames, and then those students. So it's one of those things that you have to be able to understand how amazing you are. You are so unique, and sometimes we are our worst critics. So sometimes we shoot ourselves in the foot, and when we silence our mind, the spirit gets the chance to show us how amazing we truly are. You know, so it's like that's the best way I could try to translate that. But yeah, any time that you think of anything that you have ever done, once upon a time you probably doubted yourself, but once you jump, then it started. And once it started, it improved. And then now you got to a point in your life where you do it with no thought. You do it automatically, like a sixth sense. Like, dang, I do this, like, no thought. But at once upon a time, I used to do it with a lot of thoughts behind it. You know, do that make sense what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like with practice. It said practice don't make perfect; it makes improvement.
Yep, and that's the source of practice. That's the practice. Practice isn't getting good. Practice is not getting good. The whole point of practice is to silence the mind. You already know how to do it in spirit. In spirit, you're an expert at it. But your mind is what limits your spirit. So you practice to shut your mind up. So the more you practice, the more the conversation in your head go down. So when you first start, if you first start learning how to do Chicago footwork, you may say to yourself, oh, it's too fast. Oh, it's too fast. Oh, it's too fast. Like, you may just tell yourself in your head, like, it's too fast. I can't do that. But then when somebody shows you and then you do it slowly, then over a while, then it's like, oh, I'm starting to get the hang of this. So now you don't have that same conversation saying it's too fast, I can't do it, because your body is showing you, yes, I could do this all alone. Just give me the opportunity to show you that I can do it. So then the more you do it, the silence, that conversation get more quiet, because there's no more an excuse in your head, because your body is showing it fact. So once you don't have that conversation in your head, you just do it. Like, you could just snap into it and just start footworking, because you don't have that self-doubt. You don't have that self-conversation that you was creating, that fear that you was creating. You know, fear is false evidence appearing real. And you only do two things. You know, you either gonna face it, you know what I'm saying, or you gonna run from it, you know? So it's like that, you know? It's like that. So I always say that, where once you practice something, all you have to remember is, I already know how to do this. Because I'm connected to the source of creation. It's flowing through me. It's around me. I was already here before I physically was here. I already knew all of this. But mentally, I have to relearn. So I'm just reminding my body, okay, how to move as one. And then it's like, you'd be like one of them like quiet kung fu masters, where they could just block without looking. Like,
because you sure do have me think about Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy. He was going on that journey looking for the glow. You know, sequence one, and at the end, he comes to find out he already had it in him. He already had the glow. He just had to see it for himself.
You already know everything. The only difference is you're two things. You silencing your mind, and then you're activating your muscles to be on the same vibration as your spirit. So it's like a child. It's like a baby. A baby already know how to walk, but they don't have the muscle capacity. They have to build up the muscle to walk, you know, like to get the balance back, but they already know how to walk. You know, they already been here before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like half of the stuff, that's how a person be like, man, that baby been here before. Look at it. Look what they doing. Like, they doing this. They teaching me stuff. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because at that age, the baby don't have mental blocks. You know, as the older we get we create our own mental blocks as we get older. But a child imagination is free. You know, they will think of 10 million things before you think of one. You know, so they have the patience. You know, so it's one of those things that it's like the same way with footwork. When you do Chicago footwork, you bring the child out. You know, you feel refreshed, you feel renewed. It's not an age cap. It's not an age limit. You know, it's not an age. Creation is beyond time and space. So you're tapping into something that's beyond time and space. So when you put a human limit on it, as far as, oh, I'm this old, so I can't do it. No, because Source is going to show another vessel that's 20 times older than you, and they're going to do Chicago footwork just to show you.
Say that.
What you thought was impossible, Source is going to show you it's possible. So, and that's with anything. Anything. Oh, I live in the hood. I can't make it off the hood. Source going to show you 20 people that came from that same neighborhood and a millionaire, or went around the world, or they done did this, they done did that, they done started their own business. Any excuse, we are all reflections of each other. We are all the one. So any excuse you come up with, there is a human vessel to show you it's already been done. It's already been done. So you say, oh man, I only can do 3 backflips. It ain't humanly possible for somebody to do more than 3 backflips. Damn, there's somebody that just did 20 on YouTube. Dang, I didn't even know that could be possible. Now I don't got that excuse no more. Well, that's because they had money, or they was able to get taught. And then you got somebody that don't get one arm, and they still able to do a backflip because they taught they self. Like, they ain't nobody to teach them. So it's like, okay, what's your next excuse? You know what I'm saying? So with Chicago footwork, I say if you can walk, you can do Chicago footwork, because people make the excuse, oh, it's too fast. No, you don't understand. You don't understand what this is. If you can walk, you can do Chicago footwork. Chicago footwork is not about speed. Chicago footwork could be done to jazz. Chicago footwork can be done to R&B. Chicago footwork can be done to rock and roll. You know, so the tempo can change, but it's still the same footwork. The song can change, but it's still the same footwork. So if you using just the speed as the excuse to not learn, then you're not really understanding what it is that you're learning. You know, because you are reflecting the confidence that you have within yourself. Chicago footwork is just a teacher of you. So if you don't have the confidence in yourself, it will show. It will show. Chicago footwork will teach you if you have confidence. Chicago footwork will teach you if you're eating healthy. Chicago footwork will teach you where your ego is. You know, are you willing to learn? Do you think you know it all? You know, do you think you really mastered this because you only know 10 moves? You know, like Chicago footwork, hey, it's only a reflection of the divine. So it's just one of those things, like, it's just a mirror reflection. It's dope, but the more, if you, for one that goes deep, you know, like I'm somebody that like to, if it's something that I like to know everything about it. But the more I start to search and go deep, the more I start finding out, dang, this ain't what I originally thought this was. This some real deep spiritual stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more you start going to the roots of things, it's like, this go beyond Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't, even though it's humanly known in Chicago, but you go down the roots of it, it's like, it goes beyond that.
Yeah. Man. So, you know what? I'm going to jump to this question here. And this is a question I've never asked. What are some questions that you wish people would ask you?
Actually, I don't really have them. I don't have. I'm not even in a place of. I don't have no attachments to nothing.
Wow.
So it's nothing that I'm expecting, or it's nothing that I should say. It's nothing that my vessel is expecting. It's nothing that my vessel wants. It's nothing that my vessel needs that I don't already have. So when someone comes to me with a question, I will try to translate the answer to them, but in reality, they spirit already know the same answer. It's gonna lead them right. It's gonna lead them to the same source. When I say the same source, it's the same source. So it's gonna lead them to that. It's gonna lead, depending how bad they want the answer. I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Depending how bad they want the answer. If they want it bad enough, it's gonna lead them back. It's gonna lead them back to the source of where I'm getting all my answers from. Of creation. It's gonna right, and that's within they self. They got the pure create, like pure Wi-Fi connection to it. So somebody may say, so somebody may, I'm using an example on translate what I just said. So let's say somebody come to me and ask me, why do you do Chicago Footwork? You know, let's just say somebody, and this person is somebody that is eager to learn Chicago Footwork. It's the same energy on why they want to learn. You know, so in their spirit, they know why they want to learn. They know. But sometimes as a human, even though our spirit knows the answer, once again, our mental put up a wall. So by our mental putting up a wall, we ignore spirit and we want to hear a second opinion from an outside source. So sometimes it just sounds better when it comes from somebody else, something that you already know. So you may ask somebody a question, which in your spirit, you already know the answer. But when you hear somebody else say the answer, you like, I was thinking that. Yeah. Like you get excited. You get this amount of joy of assurance where you should have already had that assurance. I'm just a mirror reflection of what's inside of you. So I affirmed or I confirmed how you was already feeling, when in reality, if you silence your mind and listen to what's within you on your spiritual level, then you would be having that same joy, that same excitement, you know, because it won't lead you to the wrong way, you know. And so also with that saying, like, I just wish people just ask what's on their heart and what's on their mind, you know. So if you got a question, ask what's on your heart, what's on your mind, you know. And I try to translate the best way I can, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be one of those things where you gonna know the answer already, because if I know it, you know it. I'm gonna put it like that, you know. So if I know it, you know it, because it's like the sun. It's like the sun. It's like the sun. You know, it's like I could tell you about the heat, but if you just silence your mind and pay attention, we both outside in the sun. You can feel the heat for yourself. Already was feeling the heat.
That's a good analogy.
You know what I'm saying? Me and you, we both standing outside next to each other. From the same source is beaming on both of us, and still receiving the heat. And then you asking me about how do the heat feel? Be silent and be in the moment, and you can be able to tell yourself how the heat feel, because you're feeling it. You're connected to the same thing that I'm feeling.
Wow.
And if I say it's hot, you're gonna be like, it is hot, because I'm but you already knew it was hot. You already was sweating before you asked me. But just paying attention to your body, you focusing on the outside source. You focusing on my body, whereas I'm no different from you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not it. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those things. So Is definitely ask questions. No question is a dumb question. You know, ask questions because again, we ask questions to silence our mind. That's the only reason we ask a question. The only reason we ask a question is because we have a conversation in our head, and in order for us to silence that particular conversation, we need an outside answer.
So assurance or confirmation.
Yeah, when we hear the outside answer, it shuts that part up, and then we go to another conversation in our head until we need reassurance for that, you know? So, and half the time, all the answers that you get, you have a aha moment. Because again, at one point in time, the answer already had came to you before you got the answer.
Okay. Yeah. Man. Well, man, bro, check this out. We're gonna get close to closing, but I just want to say, if you don't mind, if you got time, because I got some more questions. I want to go through the footwork fast questions. So these ain't as deep, but I would like to talk with you offline after we go through this. Is that cool?
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Oh, man, right on.
Hey, you know, hey, human being, man. I ain't. I got none but time, man. Time don't even exist, to be honest. But that's it. And this moment, all that we have, you know, time don't even exist. So that's a human perspective. But when you go outside, once you go outside your vessel, ain't no time. Ain't no time. Like if you go to sleep and you dream, and you think you was asleep for like 3 hours and it was only 5 minutes, you like, dang, that felt so long. Ain't no time on the other side. So you basically, like, I'm projecting talking to you, but where I'm at, I ain't been. I'm there, man.
Man, okay. All right. Oh, snap. All right, for these footwork fast questions, you know, I normally ask, I'm gonna shorten them because I'm like, I don't want to put you on the spot. So,
hey,
are you for real? You sure about this?
Man, speak. Hey, all I can do is, I'm telling you, just whatever you feel in your spirit, ask.
That you did? Your favorite 5 footworkers.
My favorite 5 footworkers.
It's not that one is better than the other. Just your favorite 5.
Oh yeah. Just to be clear, yeah, it's no footworker is better than the next. Just to make that clear.
Right on.
Anytime somebody is dancing, they are doing spiritual warfare, and how a person does spiritual warfare is that person's journey. And nobody's journey is better or lesser than the next person. So for those that's listening, when it comes to what we are doing, we are really alchemizing negative energy within ourselves and turn it into positive energy, to a place of peace and love, back to source. So how a person does that is no one that can judge what's good or what's bad. That's a human perspective. Again, this and that, good and bad, all of that is the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that is just one. So with that being said, I do have some people that I like, you know, from the young generation or old generation. Which one do you want me to, or do you want me to? Because
you know what?
Different.
Yeah. Well, how about this? If you down for it, 5 from the old and 5 from the new.
Okay. I would say I would say some people that I like would be I'm not even gonna use nobody from my group. That will just help me my mind, because everybody from HAVOC is amazing, you know what I'm saying? Because they already done broke the walls down. So outside of us, I would say new school, I would say I like Stilo, Light Bulb, I like I'm thinking about the new generation. About not new, but like Paul Zeddy, people like Devin, people like what's his name? Tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's it's that's just one generation bracket. But I mean, and those was kind of like people that I know that's still active. You know,
Yeah.
But it's people that people don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Cookie, you know, Flash, Super. And these are people from a group that was called Tribe. Some young kids that was freaking amazing. That was knocking out adults, and adults was getting upset because these kids were so talented and tearing their butts up in a circle. So they bullied them to like get off the scene. So you got people like, and of course my generation was amazing, from King Charles to Steve-O AG to Boo Dilla to Manny. Oh my gosh, love my brother Manny. You got King Josh. You know, you got a lot of people it's just a lot of amazing people, man. Like, once again, I'm trying to keep it with the people that the world may know, but I'm also trying to you got females that's beastie, you know what I'm saying? Like Murder Mommy, Crystal, you got Maisha, you got Bonnie, you know, man, you got Tot, you know, you got a little bit, you got Shanique, Joanna, Angelique, like, you know, like once again, when it goes to this kind of like, you can't put anything in a box. So that's what I keep saying. Like, I don't really have nothing that I like, you know, like it's not nobody that I really am like, he's the best, you know, because even all the people that I name, they are amazing in their own way, but they all need growth. Like, they all can grow. So it's a lot of things that one person may do that the other person haven't even tried doing yet, you know, because they may only have a certain way of doing things. So it's one of those things that it's like, it's really hard, you know what I'm saying? Especially, like I said, with using the Footwork Bible, you can always see what somebody not doing, you know? And so with me having them type of eyes, it's like, yeah, they code in level 3 and level 4, but they don't never go to 5 and 1, or they don't never go to 2. So they are only 2-dimensional. They only doing 2 out of 5. So it's like, is that really code? You know what I'm saying? If I really want to go there, it's like, nah, that's not even 2D. That ain't even 3D. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody that really want to impress me, you know, and don't do it. I really don't want nobody to impress me. You know, I can care less. But if somebody wants to impress themselves, push themselves to new levels. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about being in somebody's top 5. Are you in your own top 5? You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, we are mirror reflections of each other. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's absolute truth. It's coming from the divine source. We are mirror reflections of each other. So once again, what you seek in somebody else is going to point you right back in. So you may think, man, I'm training so I could beat King Charles. I'm training so I could beat King Charles. And then you finally beat King Charles. Okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? You had an imaginary target that you was projecting on this vessel named King Charles, saying you finally beat him. Now you got to look for another target. Okay, now I'm looking at JRon now. Now I want to train with JRon. I beat JRon. Okay, now I want to train for AG. But in reality, you never was battling me or Charles. You was battling your own perception of what you thought was. Like, you shadow boxing yourself really the whole time. You know what I'm saying? This whole journey is a shadow boxing of yourself. The stuff you go through and how you face it, life, period. Like when I say Chicago Footwork is life, you learn this through Chicago Footwork, but what you're learning is life. So in life, you are shadow boxing yourself on this journey. The things that you like and the things that you dislike and the situations that you put yourself in that you blame on others, in reality, your decisions led you in that predicament. So it's like, dang, I point the finger at them, but if I really think back, it was me that allowed that to happen. So footwork is life, man. It's the greatest teacher. It's gonna teach you on and off the dance floor. So that's why I say it's beyond these steps. So once again, it's really hard. It's really hard to say who is best, because also I have to say this. When I say Chicago Footwork is life, one of these things that that most footworkers experience when they're on the dance floor is peace. A certain type of happiness, a certain place they go. But some people split the two. And when I say split the two is they be at peace and happiness when they're dancing, but then when they stop dancing, they go back to chaos. The real goal, the whole reason of Chicago Footwork is to teach you love and peace, for you to black out and really go back to source and really feel that vibration of what love and peace feel like, how happiness feel like. But you're supposed to keep that with you 24/7. You're supposed to be able to tap into that off the dance floor. It is you, it's part of you. So when you able to really connect it with your life, it ain't no separate thing like, oh, I'm gonna be happy when I dance, and then when I stop dancing, now it's F everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you know what I'm saying, it's one of those things like, can you really maintain that off the dance floor? You know, and don't get me wrong, some people have a FU mentality in life, and they carry it on the dance floor, and it's still a FU mentality. So don't get me wrong, it's some people that and they are in alignment with that energy. And if that is you, that is okay. But eventually, if you continue to on this path of Chicago Footwork, eventually you will run out of that energy and you will be back to surrendering and finding yourself at a peaceful state. So it may take a year from now, it may take 2 months, but eventually you're going to get to a point on the dance floor where you black out, and it's not going to be F you no more. It's just going to be woosah. Like, dang, I just feel good. I'm too tired to be mad. I'm too sweaty to care. I feel too fatigued. Like, you're going to get to the point where your body going to teach you. You know, if you don't let your mind shut up, your body going to teach you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be trying to focus on the breath, the power of the breath. Catch my wind. You know? That's interesting though. Like when somebody think too much when they dance, they run out of breath quicker. But when somebody not even thinking, they not tired.
Man, so you made me think about one of my doggo issues, because I get tired like a bug. Real quick.
Even cross country. People that's cross country, like, if they thinking, they get tired. But when they just relax and they calm, they can run longer. When they just surrender and let go. Same with a stretch. Once again, I'm throwing out spiritual diamonds out there for those that got ears. For those that got ears, let them hear. So for those, if you're stretching, when you're thinking about the stretch, your muscle lock up. It's tight. But then you have to breathe. The more you breathe, the more your body relaxes. The more it silences the mind. The more your muscles just let go. It surrender. Like eventually, it just surrender and it just relax. Like it's a state of healing. You know, that's like Chicago Footwork. Chicago Footwork is healing. It has healed many people's lives. Like so many people have internal wounds, you know, in their hearts from situations that happened when they was younger or things like that. And Chicago Footwork has healed those wounds. It has made them be able to be a better person, so that way their children don't have to go through that same type of, like, it has broke a lot of generation curses.
Wow.
Like, and anybody, if you check into our show Behind the Name, you can hear it. You know, with those that have kids, they have learned lessons through Chicago Footwork, and they pass those lessons down with their kids, and they are amazing parents, even if they didn't have a great childhood with their parents, but they broke the generation curse of being a great parent, even though they probably was in a single parent household or didn't know their parents, but yet they may have 3 kids now, and all children know them and have an amazing family. It's just one of those things that Chicago Footwork teaches. You know, it's like, again, it teaches you that responsibility, teach you about commitment, teach you about yourself. And it's just it's a thing that you learn so much.
Man. And I remember back in the day, I just saw it as just a really dope dance, man. Back when I first saw it, I was like, man, that's raw. You know?
Man.
But then it's layers to it. There's more to it than that.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it. You have people flying around the world to meet at a picnic in a suburbs called Harvey, which is not Beverly Hills. And they're all out there because they feel the energy of the spirit. You know, Source has brought all of them in that location at that time. They all own that same frequency, and you can feel it even if you don't know how to dance. If you don't know how to footwork and you're out there, you just gonna feel it like, hey, this energy right here is too live. Like,
everybody's up.
Yeah,
everybody's welcoming.
You just like, I'm captivated by it. You know, like, you damn near paralyzed. Like, you don't want to leave. You know, it's like, because I don't know when the next time I'm gonna get a type of recharge like this. You know, it's one of those things. Like, it's a spiritual celebration, man. That's really like, you got all this energy, all these different people that have overcame different things in their journey, and it led them all to the same spot. So all these people that's on this type of vibe in their life, whether they're in Japan, whether they speak a different language in South America, whether they Cali, Atlanta, all of them people are coming together at one meeting point in their journey of life and celebrating. And that right there is beyond words, you know. That's not just a dance, you know. It's like, if it was just, oh, that's just a dance. That's just a dance. People would not be exerting that much energy into that.
Right.
Would not be that captivated by just a dance. You know, it's bigger than that. And you can see it with all the generations. Those that was way before me, there in the building. You know, like, I'm like, man, yo, like the ones that started, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like that. I see Darnell. Oh my God. I see Princess. Oh my God. Like, these the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I could see that, but then I could look to my right and be like, oh my God, I see Miley. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see all the young kids. The GS baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now this the future. So I see the roots of the tree, and then I see the future all in one space. All the generations in between and all the branches in between. Like, the whole park is filled with history. Like, everybody next to you is somebody. Like, dang, you what? Congratulations, Paul Zeddy. Like, y'all just did Dancing with the Stars. Oh, like, you know, like, so you think you can dance? Like, you got all these people that's done amazing things all celebrating in one spot. Like, that's super dope, man. That is super dope. And then you look around, and it's like, and the journey is still going. The book is still being written. It's still, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we are the book that's still being written. We are still creating pages. This is a wavelength of events. Even this right here, this conversation right now, may light a fire in somebody, and
Mm-hmm.
they may break many barriers that we did not even know existed
Wow.
20 years from now. You know, so that's it, man. Like my elders look at us like, man, we didn't even think that far. So I know I'm gonna look at the future like, whoa, I ain't even think that far. But then it gets to the point where it's like, in my spirit, I already knew that was going to happen. That's the reason why I said what I needed to say.
And then, like how you were speaking on how when a member of HAVOC takes upon them a son, it's like one thing about children is they amplify what their parents did. They take it for, it's multiplied, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So man, that's dope. I'm gonna hit you with another question, bro.
I got 4 kids. I got 4
Man.
I got Grego.
Yeah.
I got AC, DJ. Some people may know him as DJ AC, but I'll call him my pit bull.
Yeah.
I got Rashad, and then I got Sonic. That's my first, Sonic.
Man.
That's my firstborn. If anybody look on the HAVOC DVD, you'll see him like. It even say that like Sonic, aka
That's wild.
The Prince son. The Prince.
I heard. Oh yeah. I heard of Sonic years ago. Man, wild thing is I heard of Sonic before I heard of you. And I'm gonna tell you, I was in Harvey. It was a picnic. It wasn't the HAVOC picnic. A good friend of mine, Evangelist Kim Henderson, invited me to this picnic, and I was mentoring at that time. A group of young men, they were dancing Footwork. And it was a brother that had this clean car, man. It was white? Something from like the 70s. It wasn't white, but it had the rims. It was a car from the 70s. It had a big trunk. So he had I can't even remember the colors, but it wasn't white. It had bangs in it.
No, because I remember Sonic had an old school with rims with banging trunk, but it was all white. It was nice though. It was like a Chevy. It was like a Chevy Broham.
I don't remember what the car was, but I didn't meet Sonic.
Okay.
But the brother I met was Sonic's uncle. Sonic wasn't there.
Okay.
And he saw dancing and all that, and I was talking to him because he's like, "Man, you want me to use my bangs, my beats?"
Yeah.
So he pulled his car into position just so his music could be played loud. And he was like, "Yeah, man, my nephew, he be doing this. He be getting down. They call him Sonic." And I'll never forget that because that name just stuck. Sonic, like, that's a cold name. You know, like Sonic the Hedgehog because it's quick. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, okay. I was like, wow, so Sonic.
We actually, the original HAVOC, when I spoke about my friend, one of my friends, Pierre and Ben, Ben's name was actually Sonic. So Sonic was the first. So my friend Ben, his nickname was Sonic, and he was like one of the original members. But then later on, this guy called Faraji, his name is Faraji, he went by the name of Sonic. So that's who I took under me as my son. So it basically would have been the second Sonic in HAVOC, but at that time, that was like, yeah, he's like, man, my name's Sonic. And once again, he liked to go fast and spin, so of course the name fit.
Oh man, yeah.
His spin, Sonic was known for his
yeah. Oh, that's raw.
Yeah, and he'd be at the HAVOC picnic. He'd be there every year.
Straight up.
Yeah, he probably. But this time I have to introduce, like, hey, like, you see that man right there? There go my
Yeah. Yeah.
Every year. All my members. But the thing is, it's like, it's one of those things that you wouldn't even know who is who because once again, they're not like social media active on the dancing thing. So you wouldn't be like, oh, that's that dance. You would have to go back to like a HAVOC DVD or something on YouTube to even see who is who because they only come out at the HAVOC picnic. You know, because once again, everybody doing different businesses, like, or they doing other things in life. So it's just one of those things that, yeah, they live in that HAVOC life, like accomplishing anything they want in life, traveling, all of that. So they pop out at the HAVOC picnic. So it's like if you ever anybody that wants smoke or want to test their skills,
yeah,
have
yeah,
a picnic, and you can try if you can, but there is nothing to play with. Nothing to play. So that's it. So it'd be dope. It'd be super dope.
man. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna show enough be there. But I enjoyed the last one.
I can't wait. Man.
Ooh, you gonna have? I done talked to a couple of cats.
I can't wait to Solo said. Solo said he gonna be up there. Shout out to him.
Y'all in y'all's tracks, man. Y'all in y'all's tracks.
Oh, man. Speaking of which, I actually gotta hit him up this weekend because I want to finish up the last couple of songs, so then we can get that ready for the summer. The album coming out.
Yes.
So that that man, them high frequency tracks, man. That's it right there.
And it make you want to go harder when you hear it. Oh, I don't want to put it all out there, but y'all get ready. Y'all watching and y'all listening. Y'all get ready for this doggone album. Y'all get ready for this. Oh, man.
Yeah, the history books, for real. History books.
Yeah. So, bro, you feeling all right?
Man, I'm amazed. I'm amazing, man. Best day of my life, man. Best day of my life. And that's just the spirit, man, of being blessed and being appreciative. Every day is the best day of my life. You know, life is too short to have anything less than that. You know, so just getting the chance to work on this documentary, which is for the Youth Peace Center, and that is the center where we're not doing anything dance related, but we're working with the youth. So some of the youth are active shooters and things like that. So we're giving them internships, and we have programs where they're like putting the guns down and they're coming to the program, learning things about life and mentoring skills, leadership skills, and they're like changing their life around 360. So turning them into peace ambassadors, and I'm basically filming that. So I'm there, you know, with the different presenters and things like that, and I'm documenting the amazing things we do at the Youth Peace Center. And I mean, we've been doing it for years, but now it's like, okay, no, we gotta do a documentary because this right here,
everybody needs to see. Yeah,
this will inspire other people to change their lives or inspire other people to start programs like this. So doing that and seeing the youth develop, and now they're working with other youth, changing their friends' lives. So it's like, once again, like Footwork, like the Lighthouse is lighting and matching other people. So seeing them now being peace ambassadors, and now they're working with the next generation. So now they're the teachers teaching. So it's like, oh, that's super dope. You know, like I remember when y'all was in the program. So now it's the generation of the youth, you know. So working with that, I've been very happy and blessed for that. And just being able to support others, you know, like this shout out to AG and Terror Squad for their event with the youth. You got the picnics coming up. I can't wait for that. Oh man, the Beatdown Picnic, Goon Squad, Terror Squad, they all gonna have their thing. CFology has some stuff. So it's just a lot of amazing things coming from a lot of different people and organizations. So I'm very happy about that. And for those that's listening, if you are in the culture, no matter if you are new or if you are an OG, just remember that you are truly appreciated and you are encouraging someone else every time you learn something new, every time you dance, every time you express your energy and express your emotions on the dance floor. You are encouraging somebody else. Even if they don't come up to you and acknowledge you or tell you, there is someone always watching. It's always going to be someone, whether they watch a tape 5 years from now or whether they was in the corner watching at the event, it's always somebody that's gonna get some inspiration from anything that you do when you're in the
That's for
space of
real.
creation. So anytime
True.
you're creating, even if you don't think it, you know, you may, that wasn't my good day. But yet somebody else looked at it as such an amazing work of art that they got inspired to want to be connected to it or to follow you on your journey. So always remember that you are here for a reason. You are in this moment for a reason. And if anyone is listening to this, Divine have you listening to this for a reason, to remind you what's already in you. You are wonderful, you are beautiful, you are talented, you are strong, you are worthy, you are deserving, and you always are open to change. And that's the key, being open to change. We all of us don't know everything. Sometimes we are on this journey to learn, and sometimes we have to unlearn to learn again. So you have to always be open to change. So whatever you think the world is or what life is, just remember that's the circle of your awareness, and it's always things outside of that. So just remember, as when you learn in Chicago Footwork, just remember it's more than steps. It's more than steps. How you move and how you create, you're going to be expressing you through those tools. It's like a paintbrush or a pencil. Anybody can pick up a pencil, anybody can pick up a paintbrush. But how somebody else used this brush strokes and how they use the tool will be totally different. Even though we all may be painting a masterpiece, how you paint is how you paint. And it will be an amazing picture just watching you paint on your journey. So don't think you have to use the same colors. Don't think you have to use the same utensils. Just know that when you're learning the foundation is foundation, and everybody that's learning foundation is doing it in their own unique way. So I can do the irk and jerk. Cornerstone can do the irk and jerk. Charles can do the irk and jerk, and all three of us look totally different. You know, and it doesn't make one wrong, and it doesn't make one not the other. You know, it's just like it's like food. It all could be seasoned the way you prefer. You know, so just remember those things. You know, just remember that you can do it and you can't do it. Both of them is true. So that both of them is true. So if you give the energy that you can't do something, that will be true. If you give the energy that you can do something, that will be true. That's the absolute truth. The absolute truth is it's all one thing. So whatever you invest your energy into, that will be it. You will give that life. And that goes beyond, once again, from the dance flow, that goes off the dance flow. So everything that I'm speaking about footwork, you can pertain it to anything in your life. Whatever you put your focus, your energy into, you submerge yourself into that and you will become that.
Man, right on, man. Man. Golly, man. Appreciate you. And I'm gonna openly give you your flowers right now, man. Because before I ask this last question, you one of my 5 favorite footworkers. And I'm gonna tell you why. With me, it's more than the moves, and it's more than the skill. It's the character of the person. And it was one video clip where I saw you. I don't know where the place was. It looked like it was a barbershop or something. Like, I can remember the floor had different colored tiles, like maroon tile and tan tile, square 12 by 12 tile. And you was doing your thing. You was killing it. But at one part, while you was doing your thing, you broke down to the floor a little bit. And for just a quick moment, I was like, man, it was like, I felt something like in it. I was like, I felt like this humbleness and this like, I gotta refresh myself and recharge. And then when you stood back up, you took off. I was like, whoa! I was like, man, beyond the move. It was beyond being cold. It was like, it was something was said. And I was like, man, from that moment, because I saw many clips before.
Mm-hmm.
You did your thing, but I saw from that on, I was like, man, this is one of my favorites. So me, this is also about connection. So
Hey,
yeah, I just want to tell you that, man. And when I say this, I mean it. Like I
hey,
appreciate you.
thank you. I
Yeah.
truly appreciate that. And it goes back to what I was just saying. You never know who is watching. No matter what it is, on the dance floor, off the dance floor, you never know who is watching. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like that's why I say, like, man, anytime, like, man, any question that I can answer, I was like, man, I always say, like, no question is no question is the personal question. No question is a hard question. It's just like a question is just a question. So it'd be one of those things that it could go as deep. The answer can always be as deep or as shallow. It's just like it's like an ocean. You know what I'm saying? It's like talking to an ocean. That is like you could tip your toe in if you want to just be in the shallow end, or you want me to go deep, we go deep to the abyss. So it's like, it's just one of those things that I'm gonna show you to go deeper and deeper. And that's basically like with the Footwork Bible, so people just thought, oh, it's just a dance. In my spirit, I knew it wasn't a dance. But mentally, at the time, I was like, oh, it's a cool dance. This get girls, this do that, this get attention. But the more I started journeying in the culture, the more I started blacking out, going to source, and I'm like, what is this place I'm going into? Like, I black out and I don't remember what happens. Like, this got to be an actual place because I'm not the only one going there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just me, and there's other people saying the same thing. Like, man, I forget what I did, or dang, I can't believe that was me. Like, I'm like, nah, I need to learn how to tap into that at will. And started doing my experiments to literally go there, record, so when I come back I could see, like, that I don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that wasn't me moving. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
So when I speak of certain things, it's like I done did the science experiments on what I'm speaking of. And so I know when people hear me say certain things, it may resonate, and then some things may not resonate, and that is okay. It may resonate in a person 5 years from now. Like, they may hear this, but 5 years from now, a conversation coming from another vessel may ring this bell. Dang, I heard Prince JRon talking about some stuff like this 5 years ago. Now I see it starting to connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, when I speak of source, this is beyond time and space. So the same thing that I'm saying is going to come out of another vessel at a later time. If a person is ready for the information, it's going to come out. It's going to come out to whatever. It's going to come out through whoever. It's going to come out through whoever.
Is mommy awake? Okay. I'm sorry, that's my daughter. She just came down here.
No. I love
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I said what I was saying. I was just saying that. I'm like, it's going to come out of another vessel regardless. The message going to come. That's one thing. Like, I did speak on it earlier when I said, if you don't do it, divine will show it through something else. So it's one of those things, like, I'm doing my job. I'm just being the middleman, let my vessel be used, speak. So if I didn't say this, it will come out of another vessel. So it's like it's beyond my, as a person, a human will look at it as it's beyond my perception. Like, this is not my perception, this is not my opinion. I have no attachments to any of the things that I'm saying. I speak on the history of my past, as far as that, but when I speak other than outside of my past, I have no attachment to that. It serves me no purpose, but at the end of the day, it's a bigger purpose. So when I speak about the greatness within you and how amazing you are, it's the thing that you already know in your heart. It's something that you already know. You already know that you're bigger than the things that you are doing. You already know it's more than this life. You had this conversation within yourself many a times that, man, it gotta be more than just this. You know, it gotta be more than just get a job, go to school, and have a family, and then pass away. Like, no, it gotta be more than just get money. It's something else. You know, it's a feeling I get when I'm outside in nature and the sun is beaming on me and I feel refreshed. It's a feeling I get when I'm dancing and I'm creating art and people feel captured to what I create. And then I look back at the art that I create and I inspire myself. It's something bigger than it. And you are right, you know? So I'm speaking from that. I'm speaking from that source. So, yeah, and it's a journey that, like I said, it's a personal journey. We are all variations of the one. And with that being said, I'm you me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things that sometimes we get distracted by thinking we are individuals, and we get distracted in thinking about we are alone or things like that. But we get to a point to understand that we are our one, and we get reminders of that. So when somebody yawn, you yawn. Even though you're not tired, you get proper rest. So why are you yawning? Oh, it's because you are connected. You are as one. So you have certain things like that. When you breathe, you are as one. We all breathe the same oxygen, you know? So it's one of those things that once you get to this point, it's like you're going to get there sooner or later. So, and I'm just speaking in general. So for those that understand where I'm coming from, yeah. But I had to say that just for those that may catch on at a later time. And it's okay because this vessel was once there at one time. So I would have been like, what the, if the older version of myself was listening to me, I would have known what I'm talking about in my spirit, but mentally I would have been like, what? I don't understand. But yeah, it's just one of those things that is like, you don't have to understand the words. You don't have to understand the words that's coming out my mouth. All you have to do is follow the energy, and the energy is going to direct you to all the answers within yourself. Once again, our first language is the Ah. That's our first language. Our first language is energy. Let me be correct. Our first language is energy. Before you learned the English word, you already came from source. As soon as you came out the womb, you came from source, but you was already from source before you materialized into a solid. You already was alive when you was as a liquid form, and you already was before the liquid. So with just saying those things like that, may have reminded some people. But again, the Ah is the first sound that you try to express and translate your energy. So that's why a mother can understand what a baby is saying when the baby is saying Ah. The mother can tell if the baby is hungry, if the baby used the bathroom, if the baby hurt itself, if the baby is laughing, is the baby tired. She can know an infinite amount of things just off the Ah. But it's not because the baby knows human language. It's because she too came from source, and she understands. Her intuition already understands energy. The energy that's the same energy within all of us. So just like right now, if I hurt myself and I say Ah, you don't need to know the paragraph of what happened. You instantly know, dang, something just hurt him. You don't know where I got hurt, but you know I must be in pain. Something just made me go Ah in an aggressive way. You was able to translate the energy. Or if I was right here and I was like, then either I'm bored, I'm tired, you know, or I thought of something. I had to maybe, you know, just got an idea, and I could go on and on. It's the only sound that is infinite. You can't do that with no other sound. That's the reason why A is the first letter, and it goes beyond race. So somebody in Japan, they are using the same sound. When they get hurt, when they cry, they still say Ah. When they fight, they still go to Ah. It is a universal sound, and it goes beyond human. It goes beyond human. So I just had to say that to remind people, because mentally a lot of people have forgot. But the children and the elders are the teachers of this planet, and sometimes we ignore our children, but they just came from source. So a lot of things that they come into this world with are things to help create, are here to teach. So that's the reason I love seeing children do Chicago Footwork, because they are taking it to places where we have mentally blocked the flow. We have put up boundaries of it can only go this far, but yet the youth and children can take it past. The next generation can always take it past further, because they always have fresher ideas, because they haven't been in this realm too long to be programmed to block thinking, to one-way thinking. So I just want to say shout out to all the new generations too, shout out to all the parents out here too that's guiding the youth. Shout out to you, DJ Cornerstone.
Man, appreciate it.
Man, for your guys' gifts down here. So all of that, they are the teachers. They are the teachers of this planet, and just going back to where you can learn. Just watch a child and you can learn. It will bring out the inner child back out of you. And just like they say, in order to enter the kingdom, you have to return back to a child state. That is true. You have to return back to being pure. You have to remove those fears and those doubts. A child coming into the world, they ain't in fear. They ain't in doubt.
Not at all.
They are pure.
Yeah, they don't do what they feel.
They do not know human language. They are taught human language. They do not know emotion. They are taught emotions. A child just be, so when a child is in school, they are getting taught and programmed these things. Like, this is the face to be happy. This is the face when you're sad. This is the face when you are worried. This is the face of all of, like, they taught box thinking. Whereas in reality, a child just know energy. They just know the first language. They know when somebody's good and somebody bad. They know who to go to and who not to go to.
Boy, ain't that something?
You see them scared.
Got that discernment,
You trying to hand them off to somebody and they scared.
They pull back, yeah.
They not scared because they don't want to let go of their parent. It's just it's that energy presence on that person. Not saying that person is going to do something to the baby, but sometimes that person just may not be right in other areas, and that baby picked up on it because it's uneasy. It's like perfume. You know what I'm saying? Bad energy is like perfume. So it's like if somebody lied, there's a certain type of energy around them. When they lie, they frantic. They it's just angst. Like, man, why you can't sit down? What's going on? Why are you so fidgety? Oh, you ate all the cookies and you think you're gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, like when you read energy, it's like you don't need words. We telepathically by nature. So I'm speaking words to try to light that fire within any vessel that listen to this, to give them the confirmation, because everything that I said was something that they already knew and felt long time ago, but they either shut it up or they either quiet it and put it in the back of their mind, like, I just want to live a normal life. And they've been trying to live a normal life when they know they should be doing some greater things. So this right here is, I'm just trying to light that fire of go dive deep within yourself, dive deep within your power, and create.
Brother, I appreciate you encouraging, man. That's on the real. Yeah. I got my last question before we go offline.
Okay.
It's off subject like a mug, but I gotta take the opportunity, man. You one of my teachers, you know what I'm saying? So is it all good? Can we do, if you up to it, man? If it's not, it's cool. If you're not, it's cool. Have like maybe a 1 round, 2 round cipher. I ain't talking about no battle. I ain't even in the battle. I just like to vibe with people, man. Just share the creativity.
Oh, when you want to do this?
Man, play a track like right now. Like,
you jump right. Oh, dang, I even got my D's. I even got I ain't even in the thing. I wish you would have said something.
Oh,
I would have had went to a bigger space to get down.
Oh, good, man.
All over the place. You know, I'm down with that. I'm gonna do that though. You know, I'm always ready at all times with that.
Man, yeah, man. I know that's right, man. Well, maybe another day, man. My wife wasn't feeling good. That's why my daughter came down there to ask her, Mommy, is she awake? Because I've been in the AirPods for this whole interview. I normally got my speakers. But I was going to crank it up, man. Call Baby Cornerstone downstairs so we can, vibe out.
Oh, man. Hey, I heard that it's going to be... I heard it's gonna be 80s in the 80s next week, so we definitely can link up. We definitely can link up and do something.
Man, that'd be cool.
It's gonna be in the 80s next week. We about to be like we be at like the old like for us when it's be nice outside. We be out. We'll just pull up at a park or something and have the music coming out the car.
Yeah.
Down at a park or something.
Yeah.
You know? Good down.
Yeah.
Nice man, I may do that like man. So it's gonna be nice. Like I may do like a little post like man, anybody trying to get down outside, let's meet up at a forest preserve or something and just get down.
Yeah.
That may be the move for next week.
Okay. Man, let me know, man. If I can, I'm gonna show enough make it.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire.
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah, and thank you for the opportunity too. And shout out to anybody that's listening. Shout out to anybody that's tuning in. You know, just for a person to tune in, that means that's the number one big flag that they're searching for growth. They are evolving. You know, to be able to take the time to listen, that means one, you have the patience to listen. And I know I'm a person that kind of be a little bit all over the place when it comes to this passion. But to be able to listen regardless is a big salute to you, you know. So I wish nothing but peace, love, happiness, strength, healing on your journey. But those that are listening to this, future, past, and present, and I'm just thankful, you know. Continue the amazing work, continue to shine light and be a lighthouse for that. Continue to be a lighthouse for that. And you still have free will, so you can be the opposite if you choose to be. But just remember, all actions and things like that, you are responsible for all actions. And everything will be judged and directed accordingly in the end. So I just want a person to understand that as well. So you have free will to be whatever lighthouse of energy that you want, but just know after the vessel, your energy will be directed. Let me not even say after. Just now, in this moment, your energy will be directed accordingly. You know, so it would be one of those things where what you put out, your output is gonna be your input.
Man, right on. Man, brother Prince JRon, boy, let me tell you. Man, I appreciate you, man. Y'all give it up for Prince JRon. Here, gonna give us the words. Yo, man, but we're gonna say our peace out. I'm gonna pause it so we can wrap offline a little bit.
Sure.
Everyone out there, man, it's your brother in the Footwork, DJ Cornerstone. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed night. God bless you.
Hey.
Footwork out.
Yo, shouts out to the homeboy, the brother Prince JRon. Y'all, that was a good show. But y'all support our brother, man. His social media, Prince JRon on Instagram. That's PRINCEJRON. And also, be sure to check him and the brother Boo Dilla out tonight around 7 or 8 o'clock for another good episode of Behind the Name Discussion. You can see that on Instagram to get the link for the Zoom and on their YouTube channel, Behind the Name. Stay tuned.
Footwork out.
Footwork out.